All right. This recording will help elementary PE teachers to set up their trackers from the map that I created for the standards for this trimester, and also to create their enter raw scores assessments in order to drop in the scores that they need. And I will send this out from there. So I've logged in as Mrs. Conlon, and I will walk you through the process. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to click trackers, and I can see that Mrs. Conlon, from when you guys got together last week, kind of set up a bunch of trackers using the standards that were set up as Kadria had set up a map for you guys, but my understanding is you do not want to use those for this trimester. So I'm going to show you how you can set those up for this coming semester. In the meantime, what you will need to do is archive these trackers that were set up prior in your training. If I go to Curriculum Maps, and then I want to click the tab that says Collaborating On. And then if you'll see, there are two curriculum maps that have been created. The Phi-Ed 5th grade standards are the ones that Kadria set up in a curriculum map with your training with Julie. The physical education, elementary physical education map is the one that I set up to use just for this coming trimester, that has those given standards that were on the old report card for you guys to use just for this trimester. So if I click Create Tracker from Map up here on this one that I created, I drop into that situation where I am filling those out. And I'm just going to do this as a test, as I will delete this from Jen's thing as soon as we're done. I'm going to give it a color. Maybe if it's my Roosevelt folks, I'll set it up as blue. I'm going to import from the SIS, and then I've got my different, I don't have, actually Mrs. Conlon has all of her different Roosevelt classes. She picks one and then clicks Create Tracker. What that will drop in is all of her students in that particular class, and then the two standards that were set up in the prior report card for you to report on. And you see that they are, if I hover over them, you'll see movements, forms, and concepts, which is one of the two standards, and then the other one is demonstrates appropriate behavior. Once you've done that, in order to enter scores, you hover over the one standard and you click Assess. And then it'll drop you into this, and you guys would have seen this when you did training. And then I'm going to add assessment, and then I'm going to click Enter Raw Scores. And you probably set this up as trimester one grade. I would set up a 3-point scale. Mastery would be 3, maybe near mastery would be 2, because Mastery Connect works off of a mastered, near mastery, or remediation scale. Then I was going to add to my tracker. So now what I have is a trimester. Basically, I have a gradebook tab, a lot like what you might see in Power School, where I could start entering the grades for these kids. Maybe this kiddo's a 3, this kiddo's a 3. Maybe all of your kids are a 3, except for, and I will delete this so that these scores don't show up, except for Taya, who is a 1. She tends to be a difficult student. And Tristan, who is a 1. And Kyler is a 2. Everybody else is good. If I do that this way, what I can do is, if I highlight the 3, and I just want everybody else's score to be a 3, I highlight the 3 and I hit Shift-C, and it will automatically populate everybody as a 3. And then I have all of the scores for this class, for this standard. So then if I go back to my tracker, which I can do right here, the Test Prepare tracker, I have my scores for those kiddos for that standard. Movements, forms, and concepts. Now I still need to score the behavior concept, so once again, I'm going to click over this, and I'm going to click Assess. I'm going to add an assessment like we did before. I'm going to enter raw scores, and this will be trimester 1 grade. I can actually just double click it. A 3, a 2, oh, my bad. A 3 for the mastery score, a 2 for near mastery. I'm going to add it in here. And let's say this happens to be my rock star behavior class. And so I might just enter 1, 3 for everybody. Highlight that. Hit Shift C. It populates everybody in that group. So if I want to do that first and then go back and say, you know what, Haley had a bunch of bad days there. I'm going to give her a near mastery. I can do it that way as well. I can start by doing my different numbers and then highlight the 3 and then hit Shift C, or I can go back and change them as I go along. And Tristan's still difficult, and go from there. And then I have finished this. So then when I go back to my tracker list, I have completed all of the scores for that kiddo for this coming trimester, and that will populate in. What will have to happen is any other trackers that you created, you would be wise to archive, and so that those scores do not roll into the progress report that eventually I'll print. So this gives you an idea of how to go grab that map for this coming trimester, and then how to enter the scores. If you guys have questions, and even if you want to meet, because I understand that we have not done a good job of making you guys aware of all the changes that are going on for 5th grade, give me a call and we'll go from there. Okay? Thank you.